Kim and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I'm scrapping that gorgeous photo of my nieces together and I am using the Vicki Boutin Fernwood range, which is Vicki's latest release. So the paper that you can see there on my work mat is the background paper that I'm using, and at the moment I'm using one of Vicki's stencils from the Fernwood range. It's like little diamonds in a pattern, and sponge sugar Distress Oxide inks, and I am I'm putting it down at the moment, which will sit behind where I'm going to put my photos, and then I'm going to add some random sections of the small sections of the stencil on other parts of the background. This is the photo that I'm going to use, which I'm backing with a yellow pattern paper from the same range. So you can see there, I'm just adding some random bits of pink through the stencil in the background. And I'm just going to work in around the flowers just so that there's complete, because the photo will cover up most of that section between that flower cluster and the side of the layout. Now I'm using a yellow Distress Oxide, a pale yellow Distressed Oxide. I think it's scattered straw, and I'm using lids off a spray bottle and a pen cap lid, and I just press those into the ink pad, and then on the paper, the background paper, I just press it down onto that, and you end up with a cute little circle stamp. So you'll see in the close-up photos at the end of this video, you'll be able to see that stamping and also the work with the stencil a lot clearer. So yeah, when you get to that, you'll see it. But it creates like a distressed circle stamp. And the great thing about that is you can use any size circles that you want. Just get lids, cups, etc. And yeah, you can make your own circle stamps. Doing that lid stamp is really effective with this paper, background paper, because there's like distressed stamping images, circles. It looks like it might be bubble wraps and other circles done in the background, and they're in yellow and blues and greens. And so adding in the extra yellow circles done with the lids works really well with these papers because they've already got that distressed look. So I am putting my photo now with some craft foam, adhesive craft foam that I use, and I'm sticking that onto that yellow paper which I have distressed. And now I'm just fiddling with some bits to add below. Now these pieces are all from the chipboard sheet from this range, so the Fernwood chipboard sheets, and that says beautiful day, so that's on the chipboard sheet, and the little magnifying glass has explore, I think, on it. So I figure it says beautiful day to explore. And my nieces are at one of their local parks, and perfect title for a beautiful day in London. So I'm just fiddling with that. And then I have got some tickets, which I have fussy cut from a sheet of pattern paper, which is all tickets. And I have cut out the pink, yellow, and the reddy orange colour, which matches in with the floral cluster that's on the left of the photo. I'm just distressing the edges of those tickets. And then I've also fussy cut some butterflies from another sheet of pattern paper in the range that is just butterflies and moths. And so I've fussy cut two of the butterflies that coordinate with this paper in my photos, which I'm going to use as embellishments on this layout. So I'm just getting the tickets where I want them. So up just to the right side, and now I'm looking at fitting in this butterfly. So I've picked a pinky tone butterfly that's going to sit to the right of the title below the photo. So I'm just having to move everything across, and now that I've got everything in the right place, I don't want to move it too much, so I'm actually just working the glue in while the elements are in place so I'm trying to keep them just so that you see bits and pieces of those tickets down beside the photo. And I'm adding glue to the back of all that, and then I'll just stick it down. And now I can stick down the butterfly, and now I'm putting a little bit of the foam, craft foam, behind the wings, just little squares, and I glue the body of the butterfly directly down onto the paper. And this just gives a small amount of dimension to the wings and ensures that they don't go flat onto the background paper. Once that butterfly's placed in place, I am now going to stick the chipboard elements so that they sit close to that butterfly. Because the photos popped up on foam, I'm putting a little bit of the foam behind the title. The top of the title will overlap the bottom of the photo, and so it will be supported by the photo, but the bottom of the title would hang off, and so I've put that little bit of craft foam underneath it just to ensure that it sits flat and straight and stays in position. And then the second part of the title will just be glued with wet glue directly to the background paper. Now, the chipboard is adhesive, but I've been playing with it quite a bit, and so I'll run the risk that the adhesive isn't very strong once I've been lifting it and re-sticking it. So just to be safe, I'm using wet glue as well as the adhesive that's on the chipboard. I'm trimming the selvage strip off the top of this page, and I'm going to use a strip which came off that ticket paper, which I'm showing you the balance of that paper quickly there. So this pattern paper is a great paper in this range in that it has strips at the bottom and it has a whole heap of different tags at the top. So lots of different elements to cut out. The little pink flower strip there is a selvage strip off one of the pieces of pattern paper that I've been using. And then there is a little saying which I am just distressing the edges of, and it's also off a selvage strip. Now, a little tip, if you have a distress tool and you're finding it's a bit hard to use on small pieces of paper that you want to distress, the edge of a pair of scissors will be much easier. So you'll see I started with the distress tool there and then moved to the scissors because it was proving too small a piece to distress with the distress tool. Now I'm adding some more elements from the chipboard sheet. There's these gorgeous little chipboard circles that are printed like pie charts with lots of different wedges of different colours that coordinate with this range, and they are super cute. So I'm actually sticking them on the circles that I stamped earlier in the video. So the yellow circles that I stamped with the Distress Oxide. So I'm sticking those little pie chart circles onto those stamped circles. And then I'm putting a couple of little word phrase stickers in the bottom right corner of the photo. And I think it's all getting fairly close to the end now. So just putting those final elements on. I love little word phrases. They really add that finishing touch, I think, to layouts. Words, I really like words, and I find that they add a lot of meaning to a layout. I also like journaling, which I add to most of my layouts. So I'm just adding some more. That's a cute little bird sitting on a branch, which I've added up in that top right corner, which balances out nicely with the butterfly in the bottom right corner and that floral cluster. So you get a really nice visual triangle. So the butterfly above the photo adds weight with that bird piece of chipboard, and that balances out the butterfly at the bottom and that large floral cluster. Again, I am putting a little bit of foam tape behind the wings. Now, the other thing when I stick butterflies down, I like to make sure that they're at different angles so that they're not all pointing in the same direction. So you'll see that the butterfly at the bottom is pointing towards the left and the butterfly above the photos is slightly pointing towards the right. And I think that makes a big difference. And I'm really sorry about the light that's falling across this layout. I had some lovely afternoon sun streaming in as I was filming this, but I didn't realise how it was affecting the filming. So sorry about that. Now I'm just adding a few more little yellow stamped circles to finish it off, just to get the balance right in those stamped areas. And I think that layout is now done. So there's going to be some close-up images now, so you'll be able to see the stamping work and the work that I did with the stencil. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, I'd really appreciate a like. And if you don't already, please subscribe to my channel. I'd love to see you again here soon. Thank you. Bye.